Good Saturday to you. Good Saturday to you. Good Saturday to you. Happy Saturday to you. It's the Saturday before Christmas, and it's a white, snowy day, which is so beautiful. The sun is shining. The sun filter is the best filter. Okay, God's filter, okay? But I just wanted to come on and say, listen, I never, ever, ever give hate any play, any airtime, and I won't. But what I am here to talk about today, and this is going to be brief, is that it is just so sad that people have whatever reasons inside of them that cause them not to like a person. They don't like to see a person blow up. People out here, they feel like, just because you come from the hood and they still in the hood, and I mean mentally, it might not be physically, that's supposed to pigeonhole another person from elevating, glowing up, maturing, and being who they want to be. It's so funny to me that a person who always was soft-spoken.
Oh no, Mommy.
Hold on, boo-boo, I'm almost done.
My fingers are sticky.
Yeah, because you keep putting on this lip gloss like it's going out of style. It sounds so old school.
Mom.
Oh, and it's from your candy cane. I can't ever get a video. You wonder why I don't do as many videos? Because I can never get a video done anymore.
Mom,
This is EOS.
Get me out.
I will. So, I've always been a person that has been soft-spoken. I mean, to me, I'm not as soft-spoken as I was when I was younger. Like, I used to barely talk. I was definitely like a mouse, like a little church mouse. I can't talk. I can't talk at all. Guess who's not soft-spoken? Guess who's not soft-spoken? This girl here, Dana Emmy. Okay, so I'm back. Video cut off. So, yeah, this girl right here, she ain't never scared. She is the second me, bolder, smarter, beautifuler. She is just all that, and I love that for her. And guess what? She is not ever like me and her father, me and my husband. We validate her day and night. She's always going to walk with her head up high. She's always going to know that she's beautiful inside and out. She's going to not be afraid to say, I'm pretty. Not to be boastful or to be stuck up or to be like, her head is blown up. But it's okay to recognize the skills, the gifts, and the way that God created you to be. If you got beautiful eyes, you have beautiful eyes. No one should be telling you, you shouldn't be talking about your eyes. You shouldn't be talking about how beautiful your skin, your hair, your lips, Why is anybody ever shunning somebody for talking about something that you should be proud of? Okay? Like, I feel like a lot of women in certain areas, like, honestly, I've been doing my research and studying, and it shows that it's not only, I used to feel like it was only Long Island. I used to feel like it was only New York women, but you know what? No. Every place has their people who just like stuck, and there's people who are progressive. You have to go potty, right? Okay. All right. Gotta go. Okay, I'm back. So So, what was I saying? Oh, yeah. So, like, there's women who are stuck, and then there's women who are progressive in every place. It's not just one place. And I've learned that it's everywhere, you know, like you have, there's every place there is a hood, and in every place there are, and the hood is sometimes just the mentality. And then there's people who live in the hood and can still have a progressive, evolving mentality that doesn't keep them in the hood. You know what I'm saying? It's all about up here. You can live anywhere, but that place doesn't have to dictate your brain. How many success stories of people are out there about how they've come from one place? Like, come on. There's countless. I mean, down to rappers and just people in society who have elevated. There's white folks. It ain't just black folks too. The pastor of the church that I currently go to, white man. I don't know his whole ethnic makeup, but he identifies as Caucasian, and he talks about living in a trailer park, and now he's like world-renowned, started churches all over the country. Like, it's crazy, you know. So hood, trailer park, it's not who you are, it's just where you temporarily live, and you could change that. You know what I'm saying? So, like, for me, I always, as a young girl, was such a, like, I was like, yes, goody two shoes girl. Like, when I was a little girl, I always wanted to, like, please my parents and my grandparents and, like, even my friends. Like, I was the girl that would go to the babysitter, no lie, and fact check me if you like, because there are people who know this about me. I would go to the babysitter and hug all the kids, and, like, if somebody fall, if somebody this, that, or third, I'm like mommy, little mommy sister / sister, and I'm going and hugging them, and oh, it's gonna be okay. Like, I always had that type of, like, mentality about me, just very loving, very caring. My favorite show as a kid was the Care Bears. Like, what? Let me catch the Care Bears. Come on. I'm, like, glued to the TV. I love the Care Bears, and I always felt like I wanted to be one of them. I wanted to be a Care Bear. I'm not even joking. So, yes, I straight up wanted to be a whole Care Bear. I felt like I wanted to have, like, a little stomach, and I already knew, like, my gift or whatever would have been, like, definitely, like, love and beauty, like, just warmth, like, seriously, like, a beautiful warmth. And that's just how I am. That's just how God made me, and I'm proud of it, you know. Like, my babysitter literally legit had to tell me, like, stop hugging all the kids, not in a mean way, but, like, you know, like, you don't want people, you know, you don't want parents to be like, okay, who's this girl, like, hugging my child all the time, you know. But I didn't know better. Like, honestly, I was 3 years old. I was 3, maybe 4 years old, and that's just how I was. And I also just always had, like, this cheery way about me where, you know, living in a rougher area, in a hood area, that don't typically go over too well. Like, people be like, who the heck you think you are? Like, or you corny, or you whack, or you know, and honestly, like, I used to get that, and I had to, like, kind of adjust, especially, like, when I started getting into, like, upper grades, you know, around, like, 4th, 5th, 6th grade. It's like, all that cutesy stuff is, like, especially in the 80s, early 90s, it's like, you better toughen up. Even my father used to tell me, like, girl, you better toughen up, because I don't want them to, you know, I don't want the kids to, you know, pick on you or punk you and stuff like that. And I mean, honestly, I never got, like, punked, but maybe small ways. But I wasn't, like, I always had some size to me. I was always a tall girl. And my eyebrows was always eyebrowing. Like, I always had, like, they said I look mean because I have, like, the super deep arch in my eyebrows. So, like, I have a fierce look to me. Like, when I'm not being smiley and friendly, like, my resting face, you know the rest. My resting face, don't play. And I don't play. At the end of the day, I don't play. And why am I so happy and yelling? Why am I yelling? Because that's who I naturally am. And my mom and dad actually used to tell me to pipe down. Like, they didn't say pipe down, but they used to tell me, like, girl, you're so loud. And, like, I literally used to dim. I started to dim my light and my loudness because, like I said, I always wanted to please my parents, but they would, like, I give my parents grace, like, parents are not born with an instruction manual on how to raise kids. And yeah, even though there was a lot of hurtful things that happened to me, as a child, and just things that my parents were young, my father was 18 when my mom had me. My mom was like 21. So, like, they were young and they didn't know better, so I feel like parents, we have to give, first of all, it's a principle and a law. It's a law of the Bible that you need to honor your parents so that your days may be long on the earth. And so, like, I believe and I keep the commandments. So, like, I definitely honor my mother and father. Now, there's some things that I'm gonna have to talk about as I continue on this journey to like be a light and like be a sister in God and Christ, to encourage other sisters out there who and younger girls who might be going through the same things that I've gone through. Like, I'm gonna have to share, but I never want to dishonor my parents in a way that I'm talking about them in like a negative light. I always want to, I'm gonna give my story, but then at the end of the day, I'm gonna let them know, like, but we have to forgive and we have to move on and we have to give grace, because nobody is perfect. Nobody is born with instructions on how to care and take care of a child. Yes, the information is out there, and definitely now, we're in an age of like Google, TikTok, Instagram, all of that. Like, there's so many resources available, like, at our fingertips today. Like, you don't got to go to a library and sit down and read a book. You could literally, like, just go to Pinterest and, like, figure things out, So, definitely less of an excuse today. And, like, everybody knows everything now. Like, we just have access to so much. Like, you could talk to a person across the world now, and it's nothing. Like, we could just communicate freely any time of the day, 24 hours, you know what I'm saying, 365. So, but still I just want to say, like, if parents do have an impact on you, I was super loud and giddy and but it's just because of the era and the times. And I don't know, like, my parents just was like maybe scared for me, and they didn't want me to like be like this whole ball of sunshine, which sounds so crazy. Like, how crazy is that? I was a ball of sunshine. I still am a ball of sunshine, but I definitely have gone through life experiences where it ain't always a ball of sunshine every day, and like, whatever. People evolve, people grow, and definitely the experience of life beating you down can definitely dim your light, but I'm turning the light up. I'm turning it back up. I'm excited for the things that I know God wants me to do. I'm excited to like be a part of God's kingdom and like get out here, help the lost, help people who are in need, supply their natural physical need and then their spiritual needs So I'm just excited. But I think back to the topic at hand about, hate is hating, hate is gonna hate. It's like, you really have to just look at it and say, there's something in them causing them to be jealous, causing them to hate on another person that needs fixing. It's something broken in them that needs to be fixed. And is the person that they're hating on the person to fix it? No, it's not their job. It's not your job to fix someone else's brokenness because you didn't break them. You know what I'm saying? They have to go get their healing, and whether it's from the person who hurt them, and be honest about it, and try to work through and get healing, or go to a therapist and talk and really get to the bottom of why they're feeling the way they feel. A lot of people have like childhood hurts, and like people didn't treat them a certain way, so it's just like a vicious cycle, and then they treat people bad because they were treated bad, and that's why I feel sorry for people. Like when people hate on me and I know it's for no reason, like, because I don't really give people a reason to, as far as I don't rub stuff in people's face. Like, I mean, I post my lifestyle, my kids, mostly it's about my children, and fun, exciting things, because I'm excited to do the things that I do with my kids, and why not? I see no problem with other people. I don't know where I left off, but I'm gonna backtrack a little. So I was just saying, like, I feel bad for people who hate, because it's something in them that's missing. It's just hard for me to see the screen because the sun is in my eye. It's something in them that's hurt, and they're hurting inside. So what was I gonna say? Oh, and then I was just saying, like, when I see people hating on me, like, I don't give them a reason to. I just post the things that makes me happy, and the things, sharing the experiences that I'm experiencing as a mom, as a wife, you know what I'm saying? Or just me living my life. That's why I picked that name, Mom, Wife, Living Life, because that's the season I'm in. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's the season I'm in, and I'm thankful for it. I was in a different season in my 20s. I wasn't a mom. I wasn't a wife. I was living life differently, much differently, like I didn't even care about social media. That's how much I was living my life in my 20s. Like, I didn't have time. Social media wasn't on the rise, or like wasn't like it is now, but it was like start MySpace. It was MySpace and the beginnings of Facebook. So anyway, yeah, it's just like, it's crazy that, people will pin something on you, like, oh, she's fake, oh, she's not really that way, or whatever, just because they're pigeonholed and stuck in a way. I might have been one way as a child, or less of what I am now as a child, but as you grow, I've constantly elevated. I elevated tremendously when I went to college. Tremendously, like, just the program that I was in, the people I was able to be around, the information and the things that I've studied, me just getting into, like, my poetry, my dance, like, that's the place for it, though. And that's the place of growth, is when you go to college and you start to find out exactly who you are. Like, so I don't understand that. Like, I'm not going to be the same person I was in high school, because I didn't go into college. And then after college, I went to a trade school, and I got into a whole different industry, a beauty industry. And then in the beauty industry, why am I so fancy and wear my hair and makeup and stuff? Because I'm a licensed cosmetologist. Like, are you kidding me? I am a whole licensed, like, bruh, I am a whole licensed cosmetologist. Come on. Like, I would be remiss to not represent my skill set. Like, dang, if I was a licensed cosmetologist and I was running around here looking crusty and dusty, like, it's like, girl, like, you went to beauty school? Where? Like, no, I'm a licensed cosmetologist. I know I done said that like 5 times already, right? And I appreciate my giftings and my skills that I've sharpened. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, I'm gonna wear my hair, and I'm avant-garde, and I'm fancy, and I'm extra. Yes, and I'm proud of that. It's like, yes, I'm extra. I've heard that as like a shade and like a slight from people, like, oh, you mad extra, or oh, she's so, third party they say, oh, you like so extra, you always gotta do this and you always gotta do that, and everything gotta be this way and that way. Yes, ma'am. Yes, I am. Now, there's extra people and there's basic people. There's no problem being basic. There's minimalistic people. There's people who don't like a whole bunch of fuss. That's okay. That's them. This is me. The world would be boring if we were all the same. So don't hate on somebody because they're different than you. Half the time you want to be that. Half the time these people want to be extra. They just don't know how to go about it. I've done put in the work. I've studied. To be honest with you, I didn't always know how to put myself together well. I mean, like, I always had an eye to see, like, oh, like, who didn't? Like, oh, I want to dress like that. But I didn't know how to put that together. I didn't have the funds to always put myself together the way that I really wanted to. It took time. It took years. And I mean, I still have champagne taste. Maybe in that regard, I don't have beer bottle money, but I mean, I might have Moscato, but I'm just giving some stupid like comparison. But like, I have super high taste, I feel, because every time I like something, it's always expensive. But I've learned how to do the same thing for less, but I've watched that type of stuff on TV. How many times you watched a TV show, a talk show, a daytime talk show where they, you can look at magazines. I used to collect the W magazine for free at the beauty school I was going to. They would get the subscription, and I would take it off the coffee table because they would keep getting new subscriptions. I wasn't stealing. Like, I asked the first time. You know what I'm saying? Like, and I would just take them. They had other magazines. Like, I would take some, and I would look in there, and you look at articles, you read. Like, I definitely was an avid reader, so I always was reading like Cosmopolitan or Sweet 16 magazine, 17 magazine, and just like, really, I would go to Barnes and Nobles, sit on the floor, take some books, sit on the floor, and just read. And I'm talking about self-help books. And sometimes, when I had a little extra money, I would buy books. And I'm telling you, I bought this life-changing book. The name of it is a little crazy, but it was called Why Men Love BITCHs. Okay. And I'm gonna link that book below. Give the author her props, because when I bought that book, that leveled me way up. Like, and I'm just talking about like in my relationships and like how I dealt with guys, and like more self-respect that I gained. Like, there's so much information out here. All you gotta do is open up a daggone book, open up a magazine, and give yourself new information. I always would read because I always felt like I see one type of mentality out here on TV or whatever, but I see a different mentality like right in my face, and I want to know how to get to that mentality. I would tell myself that, like, how do I get there? I couldn't get it from the people that I was around, so I had to go into a book and start reading, So there's no excuse, and that's how that's my journey of like how I began to evolve, putting myself. I'm a very observant person too. Like if I'm in situations, I'm in the salon, I'm working here, I'm around like so many different people. I have so many stories, and I will tell them about different salons that I've worked in. I was in a salon where it was like we were a whole international team of people. You had people there from Russia, you had people there from London, you had people there from Greece. It was so yeah, I've worked around so many different people where you pick up like a different vernacular, like being exposed to just a whole different set of people than who you grew up with. Like it exposes you. Without traveling to those places, I was still exposed to the world, just sitting and talking to people. Like I'm not a very extrovert person that likes to be the center of attention. I don't, but I don't mind talking to people one-on-one, and I will pick their brain, just like ask questions and get to understand a different type of lifestyle. You know what I'm saying? And then like you pick up little things here, there, like for example, when I used to work at that salon in Chelsea in New York City, that whole crew, like I'm talking about the international crew, whenever we would sit down to eat together in the break room, everybody would say, enjoy. Like, I mean, if I sat down to eat, it doesn't matter what I'm eating. It was just a custom of, I don't know who started it, but it was just their custom to say, they would look me in the eye and they would go, enjoy. And I'm just like, thank you. Like, I just thought that was so sweet and nice. But that's how people do in other countries, I guess. It's like they want to bless you in that way, like as you're about to eat your food. And I understood it for that. And I'm just like, wow. Like things are just so different around the world. And we really have no idea what we're missing out on if we just stay stuck in like one place. So it's not my fault that some people are stuck, but don't hate, don't talk badly about somebody who has evolved and who has grown and who has been around places, I'm not gonna say I haven't seen the world yet, but I've been around a lot of people from different parts of the world, and I've enjoyed learning. So anyway, I'm not gonna keep us too much longer, but I just want to say, yeah, like if it don't affect your day, if it don't affect your pay, don't let it affect your day. That's a saying I've learned to adopt. Like, what people may be talking about, what they think about me, and there's another saying too. But if it's not affecting my family, so yeah, I was just saying, like, if it's not people hating, people talking, if it's not affecting your pay, if it's not affecting anyone, yourself, emotionally, spiritually, mentally, like, just let them talk. You know what I'm saying? Like, it is not hurting me to talk. And also another saying that I picked up from Famous Amos, the cookie maker. He spoke one time at my college, and he said, quote, "Your opinion of me is none of my business." End quote. Okay, like, what somebody else thinks about you, that's their business. It's really none of my business. Like, what you have going on about me in your mind, that's all you. That's your business. It has nothing to do with me. Just because you think of me in a certain light, that has nothing to do with who I really am. You know what I'm saying? So too many times we care too much about what people think about us. Like, that's not my problem. You know what I'm saying? Like, you could think what you want, but I am who I am, and I know who I am. You know? I mean, not to say I don't believe in, like, what other people, I don't believe, like, other people, like that people's opinions don't matter at all. Like, it matters to an degree because, you know, we need to present ourselves well to the world, because people's perception can help you get a job, can help you, you know, have a good name and reputation about yourself, you know. But little petty thoughts that people have and negative thoughts that people have about you that is not true, like, that is none of my business. No. So anyway, people's opinion about me could be that I'm fake because I talk so bubbly and giddy and I'm all Miss Sunshine. And yes, I am. Yes, I am, because I have a reason to be sunshiny. Because God is good, and God has always been good to me. And that is how God made me. Yes, I am a Barbie girl in a Barbie world. I've always been that way. Ask my mama. Okay, you could put that on my mama, because she will tell you I've always been that girl. Like, Barbie wanted, like, hair, nails, makeup, you know. I always was fashion, like, dressed up. You know, I'm just a girly girl. I don't care who has anything to negative say about that. That is your problem. And so, real quick before I go, anybody out there in the same shoes as myself, if you feel like, you know, the people are, you know, hating on you or talking about you, talking untrue things about you, girl, just keep going. Just keep on trucking along, doing what you do. Be unapologetically you. Give them even more, not facetiously, but just keep being you. Keep being, you know, like, just keep being kind. Because I don't promote gloating and arrogance and, you know, thinking that you're better. No. That's not what I'm here to say. But be yourself. Be positive. Be a leader. Be I don't want to say, like, be strong, like, because every moment is not a moment of strength. Be okay to be weak sometimes too. Like, be honest, you know, like, if you having a weak moment, be honest about it. So, like, I mean, that's going to go into a whole different zone, but be authentic. Even if people say you're not being authentic, be authentically you. Because if you feel however you feel, and that's authentic to how you feel that day, then that's authentic. So I don't care what people say. You know, I could dress in all white one day and all black the next day. That's how I feel, and that's what I want to do. You know what I'm saying? So I want to encourage you to keep shining, and share with me if this touched you in a way that you feel what I'm saying. Share with me how you feel, thoughts, interests, something maybe I should expand on. So anyway, enjoy your day and be blessed. I'm out.